What are we gonna get? What's up guys? So 7 days out today from the PCA British finals, and we've come out for a little wander because Rosie's getting a bit hangry. What are you fancying, Rosie?
KFC.
KFC. That's right, I brought my chicken as well. Chicken and kale. So for today, the diet's been exactly the same as yesterday. 30 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and we're gonna wake up tomorrow and decide what we're gonna do for the rest of the week for peak week.
I'm gonna get a large meal, maybe a side.
Large meal, maybe a side.
That one, obviously.
Yes. Oh no, not the cookies, not the milkshakes. That's right, this will be me next week. What's this?
Cookie.
Why don't I even look?
No.
Open that bad boy up.
Oh, the burger? Oh, it's a bit stuck.
Sauce and rubbish. Don't really rate the burgers from KFC, just go for the chicken if we're going to have it. Emergency fork. What are we going to get? Oh yeah, I think those look good. You try those ones?
What are they?
Strawberries and cream.
No.
No?
Nutella.
Yeah, Nutella ones are good. Chocolate custard, they got custard in the middle. Or they got chocolate in the middle.
Custard.
Custard, wow, we're getting that.
This one's the best.
Dream cake. What is up guys? 6 days out. So I woke up really flat today. You probably saw that I've obviously put up my posing in the morning, which I do every morning. Obviously I started filming it for the videos. And if you kind of go and compare that to the last video where I was 8 days out, so 2 days ago, which I was flat then. I said in the start of the video when I was 9 days out, that little clip of me posing, that I wasn't actually too flat. And the next day I woke up pretty flat. And now I'm super fucking flat. So if you're not really into like bodybuilding terms, flat just means like a deflated look to the muscle, and generally that happens when you're either low sodium, low water, low carbohydrate. So in my case, low carbohydrate. So just did 3.5 days of low carbs, had 1 meal so far today. Plan today is 150 grams of carbs. So the first meal we had 50 grams of carbs from cream of rice. We also had a couple of half egg whites, some spinach, and some whey isolate, cinnamon, salt. And then we're going to have 2 other 50 gram carb meals. So pre-workout we're going to have 50 grams of carbs from basmati rice, and then 50 grams of carbs from cream of rice post-workout. So all our carb sources are from rice. And they have been for the majority of the prep, so don't want to change anything now. My body reacts well to rice sources, so throwing in things like oats or sweet potato when my body hasn't been used to digesting them for such a long time is a bad idea. But luckily enough, I like rice. So we're not really loading. 150 grams of carbs isn't enough to fill me out, maybe a little bit, which is the plan, but really kind of just want to maintain. Probably don't want to go up beyond another ½ kilo by Wednesday, but that ½ kilo would be glycogen, so muscle fullness. We just do not want to get any flatter before we load. So we take it day by day, see what the 150 grams of carbs is going to do, and take each day as it comes. So we're not doing any kooky stuff with sodium loading or water loading. Like I said in my last video, I salt all my meals anyway. That's going to stay consistent. It's pretty much the same amount of salt. I drink a ton of water anyway. So you've probably seen these kind of bottles around. You may have one yourself. They're 2.2 litres. So I drink, on an average day, I'll drink about 4 of those anyway. Plus I have, you know, extra water from greens drink in the morning, and then I have another pint with more fibre in the evening. So you're probably looking at about 9 litres a day. So if I was to water load in this peak week, then I'm looking at like 12, 13 litres of water, which is too much. And I don't believe in water loading. I think obviously you need water to load carbohydrates, and you need sodium to load carbohydrates, but if they're high anyway, you don't need to go stupidly excessive with it. So keeping things as they are, just adding in some carbs. Oh, and by the way, fats are out now, so no fats, just replacing that 30 grams of fat with 150 grams of carbs. So it's about a 250 calorie increase, which should be enough to obviously keep me in a deficit, but fill me out just a little bit. This meal is literally half kale. I'm not going to show all my meals today. This is meal 2, but like I say, my pre and post workout both going to have another 50 grams of carbs, so 150 for the day. It's funny how as soon as you put carbs in, like I had my carbs in meal 1, you start craving carbs again. Just want carbs in this meal right now. What's up, guys? So I actually just woke up from a little nap, crashed, really tired. It might be the carbs sort of lowering my blood sugar quite quick, and then I was just like, ooh. I had the carbs early in the morning, so it shouldn't really be that, and maybe it's peak week, man. I'm tired. But luckily, I don't have any clients till later in the day today. A couple of my clients are on holiday, so I was afforded the luxury of a nice little 20-minute nap. So, meal 3, and we're going to have some more carbs. So this is meal 3. Say what? Oh, no, it's just rice. So I just use it to store my rice in a container. Oh, I wish it was those Maltesers teasers. So 50 grams of carbs from rice, which is 3/4 cup. I do all my rice in my rice cooker, it's so convenient. So some water as well. So I'm using about a cup and a half of water to cook it in. So top tip for those of you who are dieting, if you want to kind of bulk out some of your meals, your carbs, you know, your potatoes, your rice, your cream rice, your porridge, whatever, use a little bit more water because then it'll bulk it up, but not too much because you don't want runny shit. Rice you're pretty safe with. You can kind of go a little bit overboard with the water and bulk up the meal a bit. But if you get the water wrong on oats, then sorry my friend, that is bad. This is how convenient it is to use a rice cooker for your rice. Literally setting on there, quick rice. In we go, 30 minutes and it'll be done, and it'll be boom, perfect. I'm ready for this. So making the rice up with extra water is a good idea because it bulks everything out. This bowl will probably be half the size if I use the typical 1 cup to 1 cup ratio, but you use 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water ratio for this one. And that is a top diet tip. Another top diet tip is use the smallest fork you can find so it lasts the longest. We are sad people. So you saw before when I had this meal in my last video, not quite this meal, with the pre-workout meal 3. I had it with a half scoop of whey isolate and almond butter. Obviously the almond butter's out. What we've done though is rather than having 175 grams of beef, we're having 200 grams of beef to bump up the protein, to replace some of the protein from the whey isolate, and then also gives us just a little bit of extra fat, although this is 5% lean beef. It's just a little bit of fat, and what that will do is it will slow down the digestion of the carbohydrates, so no blood sugar crashes in the gym. So now I'm going to make up my post-workout meal, which is cream of rice. This is what I use to make my cream of rice. It's just rice flakes, get them from Amazon. And so like I said, we're making 50 grams of carbs from cream of rice, which is 62 grams of product. Oh. Ah. Yay. So with the water for this, you kind of want it to be 1 to 1, maybe just a little bit more water. Depends how thick you want it, how thin you want it. So stir it around. We're going to be adding whey isolate to this as well, so obviously it's not just cream of rice post-workout. Microwave. So the time you put it in for depends on the power of your microwave. Generally you kind of want to cook it halfway, then stir it, and then cook it again until it's a little bit thicker. So don't put the protein in before you heat it, because it's going to destroy the protein. Not just from a nutritional standpoint, it does burn the actual amino acids if you're heating whey protein in microwave, but then also it just ruins the dish. So listen to me, dish, cream of rice. Oh, Tish wants feeding. You're gonna have to wait, mate. So, a bit thicker now. Stir it around. It's just a little bit more time. So if I'm making cream of rice, a little bit different to when you're making oats. So oats, you kind of want to make a little bit thicker than you want it in the end before you add your protein. But cream of rice seems to be the other way around. When you add the protein, it actually thickens it up rather than thins it out like the oats does. So we're getting 2 scoops. I like to stir in 1 scoop at a time so it doesn't spill over the top. So I'm using bulk powders, whey isolate. Again, I think I say this every time I make a video. I'm not sponsored by bulk powders. I just think they're a good company. They've always done me right. I've used them for about 5 years and they always run good deals. I've added cinnamon and salt. This is how it's looking, nice and thick, just how I like it. And so we're going to be off to train legs, but not really. So I have my last intense leg session on Friday. I tend to split quads and hamstrings a little bit. I hit both on both days. The last one was a quad emphasis day. This one's going to be a hamstring emphasis day. But the whole of this week we're backing off the load a little bit. So we're not super heavy weights. Don't want any inflammation. Don't really want any muscle damage. You just want to keep the muscle there for this week. And I definitely do not want to get injured. So backing off the heavy weights, staying short of failure, just keeping the muscle there really. That's all it is. That is me fucked. Oh, I just feel a headache coming on every set of that workout. So just to recap, that was mainly hamstring workout. Like I said, I trained quads heavy on Friday, which would have been 9 days out. So we did do a little bit of quad work at the end. We just did 3 sets, fairly light, 12 to 14 reps, staying away from failure of the leg extension, that was it. So anyway, back now, carbs finished for the day, had the 150, 3 meals post-workout. It tasted nice, and now I want more, but no more till tomorrow. Probably going to be the same tomorrow. Another 150. I'm not expecting to see much effect. Usually takes a couple of days, even with high carbs, to fill me out. So 0.5 kilos by Thursday, when we do a little bit of a bigger load on the carbs, will be good. So I'm going to try and get a quick nap in now for clients, and I'm going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. More videos coming for this peak week. I'm going to take you through the rest of the process when the real carb up happens and the fun stuff starts to begin and we're drying out, and we should just look better and better as the week goes on. Follow me on Instagram, Architect Personal Training. If you're interested in training with me either online or one-to-one, it's architectpersonaltraining.com, and I'll see you soon.